Welcome back, class 9. Let's continue the same topic. That is, so far we learned about how heat is lost and how it is produced in the body. What is the normal body temperature? About cold-blooded and warm-blooded animals. Now we'll try to understand that how heat production is regulated in our body. Now the first point which we need to understand is uh, that which part of the body is responsible for regulating our body temperature. So here we need to understand that it is the hypothalamus, which is a part of the brain which is usually present at the base of cerebrum or forebrain. Okay, hypothalamus is mainly responsible for regulating our body temperature. Now, how this body temperature is regulated? Now, see what exactly happens is that when the body tends to be cool, okay, now it requires, like, the body is needed to make warmer. So for that time what happens is that this hypothalamus, what it does, it switches on all the systems, okay, which is responsible for producing the heat in the body. Okay, so then again, when the body tends to be overheated, that time hypothalamus switches on all the systems of the body which is responsible for bringing down the body temperature, or it switches off all the heat producing mechanism in the body. Now how this heat is produced, what are the mechanism that is followed, we'll be discussing in the next topic. Now what happens here in cold weather, when the weather is cold, that time the blood vessels, okay, the blood vessels of our body which mainly supplies the blood to the skin is narrowed, okay, it is constricted. Okay, as a result, less blood is supplied to the skin. Due to this the skin is unable to produce a large amount of sweat, okay, and thus the loss of heat by the process of conduction, convection and radiation is checked. And then after that, the heat production mechanism, okay, is initiated. Okay, that is heat production, large amount of heat is produced inside the body by increasing the metabolic rate. Okay, so once again let me repeat this one. Okay, what happens is that when the outside temperature is very low, okay, that time what happens is the blood vessels get constricted, okay, and less blood is supplied to the skin. Okay, as a result, the skin is unable to make the proper amount of sweat, okay, and the heat loss by the process of conduction, convection and radiation, okay, is reduced to a large extent. Okay, then inside the body, okay, then the production of heat is increased by the increased metabolic activities. Metabolic activity means oxidation of glucose molecule. Okay, so this is how in cold weather our body is kept warmer. And then after that comes next, in hot weather, when the outside temperature is very high, or when we are engaged with certain physical activities, okay, that time what happens is that the blood vessels, okay, dilates. The blood vessels which is responsible for supplying the blood to the skin, it dilates. Okay, it dilates and a large amount of blood is supplied to the skin. As a result, the sweat gland present in the skin, it starts producing large amount of sweat, and the heat is lost by the body in the form of sweat, okay, by the process of conduction, convection and radiation. Okay, and the heat which is produced, okay, inside the body, the heat producing mechanism, okay, is lowered by lowering the metabolic activities or metabolic process, okay, such as oxidation of glucose molecule. So this is how in hot weather our body is kept cool. Okay, then sometimes what happens is that because of high heat, okay, high temperature, okay, the person may suffer from heat stroke or sunstroke. Okay, this usually occurs when the sweat production is unable to keep pace with its evaporation. Okay, in hot means, okay, more evaporation and less sweat secretion, then this type of condition may occur. Okay, now precautionary measure which we can take is what we need to do is that we need to drink a lot of water, and then again we need to take a little bit more salt, okay, than usual. Okay, so this way we can be safe from this heat stroke in hot condition. Okay, so this chapter, all the topics of this chapter, chapter skin, we have completed, student. Now after this, the last chapter remains, that is respiration in humans. Okay, about respiration in plants, I think you have already learned before. Now you'll be learning about respiration in humans. Okay, in the next chapter, which is the last chapter, the remaining chapter is excluded from the syllabus. Okay, so in this video, this much, student. Thank you very much.